All right. Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Calvin Cummings, and I'm the graduate assistant in the Writing Center here at the UCC Library. And today we're going to talk about how to write a successful discussion post. So, what is a discussion post? Most of you have, excuse me, probably already encountered these, maybe even before COVID, but a discussion post is a writing assignment for your class's online forum. Because of COVID, more and more professors are relying on these assignments for student engagement. How you will write a discussion post depends on your assignment prompt, but most discussion post writing assignments seek similar learning outcomes, namely student engagement and peer review. Therefore, it follows that a successful discussion post is one that illuminates how the student is engaging with the material. Because of this, it's important as you work on your discussion posts to remember that these types of assignments attempt to recreate in-class discussion. Post-COVID, this has become increasingly important because the in-person dynamic of the classroom has been compromised, as well as the learning benefits that go along with it. Discussion forums for your online classes seek to resolve that loss. So as you're preparing, first, as with any assignment, it's important that you read the prompt carefully. Not only because you need to understand this prompt, but because not all prompts are the same. So you should expect that they will have different requirements. Don't assume that every post has the same requirements, especially if you are having to write different posts for different classes. Read the prompt and make sure you know the answers to these questions. What am I responding to? How long should my response be? Am I offering commentary, questions, or some other form of feedback? Now, if you are having trouble meeting the assignment requirements, then, as with any other assignment, you may not have prepared properly. A good question to ask yourself would then be, did you do the reading? If the answer is no, chances are that that is going to be your main stumbling block in writing a successful post. Now, if you're struggling with understanding the reading, something you can do while reading is take notes and make comments about both what you understand and what you don't understand, as this is going to help you get material to expound upon in your post. Another helpful thing to do would be to check online resources that are available to you, such as summaries or even other discussions about the reading that you have done. These can be extremely helpful to contextualize the content and help get you into the conversation, but it's still incredibly important that you do not plagiarize things that you have found online, and don't depend on those online resources in lieu of actually doing the reading yourself. And then, like any paper, your first draft is usually not your best draft. Don't put yourself in a situation where you have to rush through responding. Make sure that, or two things that will help you not feel rushed will be writing your response on a separate document, aside from the fact that this just protects you from, an internet outage or refreshing the page, deleting all your hard work. A word processing document is just so much easier to work within, as opposed to the cramped little submission boxes on Eli Review or Canvas. And then obviously revise. Don't just submit the first thing you write. They're gonna doesn't matter what level of your academic career you're at, revision, checking grammar, checking spelling, sentence structure, all those things is always helpful. It's also helpful to write and then check the prompt again to make sure that you're meeting the requirements of the prompt. Then after that, you revise as necessary, write a little bit more, revise again, and then if you've done all that, you're probably in a pretty good position to submit. So some other tips to help maintain your focus in your post, and these would just be good. This is just good advice for any academic assignment really, but especially now in a post-COVID environment where you're spending a lot of time at home, it's important to remove distractions, as one of the most difficult things about working from home is establishing a space for work and a space for your life. As much as possible, try to set yourself up in a space that you can consistently go to for work, away from those places where you relax and enjoy time with your friends and family. This does not need to be something that It doesn't need to be a room or anything like that, just a small space. Maybe it could be even your kitchen table, where during the day it's the place where you work, and then at night it's not. But consistent time and place for you to do your work is incredibly helpful. Another thing to keep in mind would be to keep a planner or a notebook. Take notes for your classes, put due dates and times for your discussion posts on a calendar, especially if they're recurring. I know a lot of classes have discussion posts that are due before class every single week. Identify the key difference in those posts requirements between your classes, and leave yourself reminders of when they're due. And then a quick note just on personal anecdote. Sometimes personal anecdote can be helpful in contributing to your post overall effectiveness. However, sometimes personal anecdote can be distracting and or irrelevant to the discussion. Ask yourself whether including personal info, whether the inclusion contributes to your post credibility, or if it's something you're using to make up for something your post is lacking. For example, if you are talking more about yourself than you are talking about the text that you are responding to, then that might signal a problem with your post. It's also important to let yourself take a break when you're feeling overwhelmed, especially now, because sometimes our anxieties just get the better of us. But it's important to remember, writing isn't easy. It takes time, patience, and like a muscle, it must be maintained through regular use. Be patient with yourself as you work through these responses. Also, don't forget to take care of yourself and do something fun. Get some exercise, go for a walk, get outside of your house, because we've just been cooped up. Get outside, do whatever you're able to do, and do something that you enjoy. And then try to keep a calendar, concise schedule that allows you to have consistent times to do these things. And then if you're still having trouble, or if you're still not quite getting how exactly you need to respond to these discussion posts, you can always sign up for an appointment with us at the WCC. We'd love to talk you through at any stage that you're at with these discussion posts, how to properly respond. So thanks for watching this video on discussion posts. We're going to do a part 2 about taking a discussion post from okay to great. So look out for that. All right. Thanks, and have a good rest of your day.